rotation here, and getting to know them and seeing how nervous and scared they were. So as you come to an end, we have a couple things that we're celebrating here, and I want to talk about Travis for a few minutes here too. I've known Travis most of his life. I mean, yes, I'm a lot older than he is. We grew up down in the same community in Cowee Valley, stuff like that. And he's resided in Macon County. He's been a volunteer firefighter with Cowee. He joined it in 94, 95 as a junior firefighter. And he advanced and became an instructor in 2003, as soon as he was eligible to do that. He is currently employed with the Cherokee Fire Department, I said earlier, and has dedicated many hours of his time and energy away from his family to help promote fire and rescue training for agencies in western North Carolina. He is married to Sabrina and they have 2 children. Sabrina's over there. We appreciate her support and everything she does too. 2 children, Isabella and Charlie. I haven't heard of them. For his work, in 2013, the annual fire college was dedicated to Travis Scruggs. And I can say that Travis's work, STC has followed that definition of dedication, that he has been committed to a purpose of enhancing fire and rescue training for all agencies in western North Carolina, not just within our service area too. He began part-time with SCC in 2004, and in October 12th he became the first full-time fire rescue coordinator instructor for Southwestern Community College. And one thing when we looked at hiring someone for that job, we want you to understand how committed the college is to understanding the needs of the firefighters, and they realize the number of firefighters we have in this service area and what we need to provide for them and how important that job is as well. And his accomplishments since he began full-time here is the acquisition of a fire apparatus and a new motor to go with that as well. There's some stories behind that. He has increased the training hours offered to fire departments by scheduling and working with those and coordinating those fire departments as well. And increased the hours exponentially that the fire training grounds, which are going to go down and do the burns at, have been utilized as well. He is instrumental in the pursuit of the fire protection and technology degree program, which we plan to begin in 2016. So, some of his training accomplishments include, but are not limited to, I'll just put that in there as well. North Carolina Rescue Technician, North Carolina Firefighter Level 1 and 2 Instructor, North Carolina Technical Rescue Road Rescue Instructor, Firefighter 1 and 2, EMT Intermediate, Emergency Rescue Technician, Technical Road, Rescue Technician, Rescue 3, Swiftwater Rescue Tech Advanced, Urban Search and Rescue Tech, and Hazmat Technician as well. And you think when he started out, this was volunteer, right? And I was reflecting today, and I was reading some on that too. And volunteering is generally considered altruistic activity that is intended to promote goodness or improve human quality of life. Human quality of life. There is no financial gain involved. And I think Mr. Bailey spoke eloquently about that for the individual, and often volunteers donate their own money and time as well as their time. It's also known for skill development, socialization, and fun. That brother and sisterhood of the fire department that we have. It has many positive benefits for making contacts for possible employment. It is helping assist or serving another person or persons without pay. Many volunteers are specifically trained in areas they work, such as medicine, education, or emergency response. And others serve on an as-needed basis, such as in response to natural disasters. So that selflessness is the principle and practice for the concern of welfare of others. That's selflessness. That's when you're going away, you're leaving your family and taking that time. And Travis has spent a lot of hours away from his family, giving up that time so that he can ensure that the training is there available and that the community is served. And there was a statement that Stonewall Jackson made that describes how volunteers serve their community. The patriot volunteer fighting for country and his rights makes the most reliable soldier on earth. And as I work here, the volunteers that we serve are the majority of the people that we work with. And it's that they are the most reliable. They will come in droves when needed, and it's very important for that too. Be of service, whether you make yourself available to a friend or co-worker, or you make time every month to do your volunteer work. There's nothing that harvests more of a feeling of empowerment than being of service to someone in need. And Travis, you should feel very empowered to do the time that you spend on that too. And Travis is, as he steps away from Southwestern in a full-time basis, he's going to focus on his full-time career as fire department and probably a lot of other part-time positions as well. But I wanted to present this plaque from Southwestern Community College to Christopher Travis Scruggs in recognition and appreciation for outstanding service rendered during your appointment as Fire Rescue Program Director at Southwestern Community College here at Local Safety Training Center, October 1, 2012 through 30th, 2015. Located on the area, which is to be rather than appear to be. Travis, I appreciate all for everything. We also went together and got him cards. Brandon, you check this out.
Now I get to speak for a second. Just be a second. Guys just walked in here on March 2nd at 6 p.m. and I asked you to do one thing. And to your credit, you have done it. Never stop trying. I asked you to be rather than appear to be. As a class, you started with 16 people. 15 of you graduate today with a class average of 89.9. You are only required to keep an 80 average. Every single one of you were points above that. As a class, you have excelled at everything we have threw at you, and my hat's off to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, now let's celebrate them, because they put 401 hours into fire training, away from their families, and receiving no money for it. These 15 men and women have dedicated a lot of time to this. And the fun thing is, this is just the beginning for them. So Class 03, please pose for certification.
We'll ask the fire chiefs if they will come up, the fleet for reception, and if the part-time instructors will follow suit around the end of the year for reception line, please. Dr. Thomas, Dr. Brooks.
When I tell you I have to cut it short just as Corey came up. I'm going to do it.